We live. How you doing, everyone? We back in the cut. Let's see what this said right here. Create a room by inviting. Let's see. Let's just hit next, and boom. We getting things done right here. It's okay.
It's my phone. It ain't his fault. He's ready. My phone is.
No, he's ready too. But you know what I'm saying.
What the hell is that?
It's all right. You just gotta answer some questions. Bomb.
This guy's the man right here.
Look, all this technology stuff I learned from this phone and stuff is from my 14-year-old son who was 10 when he was teaching me all of this stuff.
Well,
yo.
He needs to give me some love.
Yo, as you see, we back again on the cut. You in the spot with your man, hairstylist and host, Hubert Guy _INC, because I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And as you see, I got another great guest in the house tonight, my man Keri D. Singleton of Keri's Corner Radio Show, big major syndicated radio show. So we gonna talk to him about, you know, his background, how he got started in this, you know, what he thinks about the industry, and, you know, take it from there. So, and this is all while I'm giving him that, you know, that first one.
Yeah.
This is what we do. Keri, go ahead and introduce yourself for our listening audience right there.
So as this talented, multi-talented brother said, my name is Keri D. Singleton, host of the Keri's Corner Radio Show, president of Intrigue Magazine, and author and spoken word artist. I gotta plug the fact that this gentleman right here was the dopest co-host ever when the radio show had its 5th anniversary party here in Harlem a couple of years back. We just turned, yeah, that was a dope time. And you did an awesome job. We just turned 9 years old on April 1st, so the show has been on the air 9 years. We tape out of DTF Radio in Brooklyn and was syndicated on networks in California, London, Atlanta, did I skip anybody? Chicago, Houston, and another app. So yeah, we're doing our numbers. We're trying to.
We all over. We made it.
We're trying to keep it tight. We play old school music, 90s, 80s, late 70s music. We stick to the classics, and we interview guests such as Hubert, and we've had chefs on the show, recording artists, Lisa Morgan, Melvin Moore, Eddie Levert Sr., Adina Howard. We've had such a high five. A great list of guests have come through the show, and we're pretty proud of our 9 years in the game. So just a big shout out to all of our listeners, all of our networks, and of course all of you for checking in.
Mm-hmm. So Keri, where are you from originally?
So originally from Boston, grew up in Boston, was born and raised in Boston. Moved in '96 to New York City. Promised myself that I would never leave New York City. For the most part, I've kept that promise to myself. I've been in New York City now for almost 26 years. And it's dope that I've gotten the opportunity to meet great people like you. First time you and I met, you actually interviewed me for a documentary that I was working on called "Live to Tell My Story."
Yeah.
That was back in 2018.
Yeah, and then no, but also remember when you and Dwayne and came on my show down at M&N when I used to do the show at M&N.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we go way back.
Yeah.
And you even came to Boston to host the screening for "Live to Tell My Story," the Boston screening. That was pretty dope for you to come up to my hometown, and everybody loved you, you know. And we actually got an award for that documentary back in 2018. So again, Hubert, thank you for being a part of that, brother. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It was an honor to be a part of it. You know, what I'm saying?
A charismatic guy you are, brother. I give you that, man.
Listen, man. So, I just always be. It's about energy with me, Keri. Yeah. You know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be no Debbie Downer, and even if I got something I'm going through, that's something I'm going through. I don't want to put that on other people or have that energy around anybody else. You know, and I enjoy life. I love myself. I love life. You know, I deal with a lot of great people like yourself. Thank you. We just had Kalia leave. You know, Kalia was on the show.
One of my dearest friends.
Great energy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'd be happy because it'd be good energy with people that I know.
I just want to say though, like the people in Boston gave me feedback. They said that guy that hosted, it was at the Frugal Bookstore, which is a historical black bookstore in Roxbury, where I'm from, where New Edition is from, where Donna Summer's from, and the energy that you gave, because we had a lot of technical difficulties with the equipment when you were showing the film. You did a dynamic job, brother. So he's got some goggles on. What the hell is that?
Hey, you know what?
Is that?
Ooh, it's my Cyclops eye right here.
What is that?
I got to see a little bit right here.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, see, now you can see all of my bald spots.
Look, I always used to be like, man, why them barbers got that light on their head, man? That look crazy. But as I got older, you see I wear glasses. These glasses just ain't for fashion. These glasses is, so I can see too. And, this added light right here,
So
gives me a little.
This master barber here, who's cutting my hair, actually, when I took my hat off, he said, "Are you still putting that dye in your hair?" Which is funny because I used to occasionally, get the
occasionally.
Whenever I had an event, I would get the Beijing so I could look right. But Hubert always said, "You don't need it. You just need a great barber."
Mm-hmm. That's it.
But
because people look. It's just like how with your craft, how you learn music and you know music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I know I know hair. I see how people's hair is, and even if they do something, I'm like you don't really have to do that. It's just it's something that's learned because you have a passion for what you do, and I have a passion for what we do. Right. So we're gonna want to know the most that we can do with this. You know what I'm saying?
So when you have a person who's balding like I am, but doesn't want to give up, doesn't want to go completely bald, still wants to have the line up, you don't recommend getting the little darkness in there. Why? Why not?
Are you when you say dark? No, because Beijing is not. I'm not gonna talk bad about. My preference. I don't like Beijing because I've seen the ending results when people use it a long time.
Okay.
It can stain your skin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I've seen people with, still blotches of Beijing in their hair from just having it in there. So, and it's not anything that's going to be healthy for your beard. It's just a straight dye.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's like, here, open this up and put this black dye on your face. And that's pretty much what it is.
It's paint.
Yeah.
Paint, okay.
So there are some other products that, work better.
Okay.
And I would love to mention them, but they're not paying me right now.
Right. They're not. Right. Exactly.
But but I don't prefer that. I just think, that if you're not getting it in your hair for a show that day or something, or just maybe don't even have the knowledge of anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I only used it when I did use it. When I had an event, and I had a barber that used to spray something in my hair. I don't know.
Well, it's also a product called Topic, which I will mention because it's a very good product.
Okay.
Now, what Topic is, it's a fiber, and you spray it on your hair, and it will connect those fibers, even if it's small fibers. Like even with your spot right here, you still have a lot of fibers right there. Okay. So I wouldn't even have to use a lot. And I could just darken that spot in right there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's really good. And it's one of those products, that, you're not going to sweat it out or anything like that.
Right.
But there are some good options. And I don't knock anybody what they do. First, what anybody want to do with their hair, is their hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've had people come into the barbershop sometimes and be like, yo, this is what I want. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that because that's a self-representation to me.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
But but also, getting into that, this is what I've learned too as being a barber. The interpretation of the haircut, the execution of the haircut, and the intent of the haircut.
Okay.
Like you never know what somebody really wants for somebody. Like it's the show called Peaky Blinders on Netflix.
Okay.
And these guys just have bowl cuts, bam, around their hair, but the rest of their hair, is set in iron, so it's spiky, but somebody, you may see somebody like that, and be like, yo, what the, but that's what he wanted.
That's what he wants.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we never know. But sometimes, but we can pick out bad haircuts too. I have picked out bad haircuts too. Like, yeah, I don't think that's what he wanted right there. But you never know what somebody wants. But I was never the type of person to just give anybody anything that they wanted. Like, hey, listen, let's talk this out.
Let's have a discussion about it. So I want to ask you a question. I know that you're the interviewer here.
It's fine. Go ahead.
I want to ask, like, I am the type of person. Well, I mean, I wash my hair every time I take a shower, or every other time. Not every time, because I don't want to dry out my scalp. But when I know that I'm getting a haircut, I make sure that, like, my scalp is pristine. Have you ever had a client whose hair you had to cut? Obviously, I don't expect you to give out any names. Who just came in and their hair was dirty and just unkempt and...
Me? No, because if you come in with your hair dirty, I'm going to be like, we need to shampoo this before I cut. I'm just not putting my clippers in. We need to shampoo this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to shampoo it, I'm not going to cut your hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this right. You're going to spend that extra money, and if they don't want to, spend that extra money, then I can, I'll still give them some good advice. Hey, go to the 99-cent store, just get you some nice little shampoo and, wash your hair yourself and then, come back to me. But no, I'm very big on, because, I'm an educator too.
Yeah, I know.
And I teach for, shout out to local IATSE, local 798 Makeup Artists and Hairstylists Union. I just got sworn in a couple weeks ago, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you. So I meet, I meet people, all the time. I'm very serious on, helping people understand what is going on with their hair, if something is going on wrong with it, and what they can do to correct it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's not just about a haircut; it's about hygiene.
Yeah, I mean, this is your hair sweat just like the rest of your body sweat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all connected together. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I taught my class, even when I teach my class, for the union now, I still teach things. I have a small section that I teach about, infectious diseases and so forth, bacteriology and so forth, because, this is the medical field, Keri. We were barber surgeons. We had to separate medical from barbering. But, still, even, we're working with clippers, we're working with scissors, we're working with razors. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you got to know what contagious diseases is, and what different skin disorders are. You don't want to just be cutting anybody or not be able to help somebody. This is a medical field too. That's one thing that a lot of barbers don't understand and don't take seriously. I think that's why some of them really don't progress like they should, because they don't really understand the craft. A lot of people get into something because they think it's the thing to do, a nice little hustle. This ain't no hustle for me, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So how did you get into cutting hair?
My mom, shout out to my mom, I love you to death. Alice Geneva Ann Nichols back in Battle Creek, Michigan. So my mom was she's still a hairstylist.
Wow.
But she doesn't do anybody now. She has one friend that she still does. She's how old am I? 47. My mom is 77. So I just have her at the crib chilling. You know what I'm saying? But
so you watched her do hair?
Yeah, man. I grew up in the salons and so forth.
Oh wow, okay.
Like, that's why I'm surprised I didn't go into doing women's hair before I actually got into doing men's hair. But I'm getting into doing women's hair now.
Okay.
But my mom had always told me, go to barbering school. My mom had always told me that, and I didn't listen until I was 28 years old. But like the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3, it's the season and the purpose for everything.
That's true.
So I waited for that time, I guess, for whenever things had to happen, and I just I went. You never know what's going to happen. I guess I went at the right time for things to start happening for me, and it's been a long career. Like, I was working on getting into the union for 17 years. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been trying to get into the union for 17 years, and it's just about due diligence, working hard. You know what I'm saying? Making a good name for yourself, and doing what you gotta do. I mean,
So-
I enjoy it.
So talk about your show. Like right now, everybody's watching me get my hair cut.
Uh-huh.
They're wondering why is it, well, at least on my Instagram, they're like, why is he filming himself getting his hair cut? So if you could explain to everybody
The concept.
how it became a show, Instagram
Cut the
Live.
slide off real quick.
You look like you're mining.
Well, the concept of this show, The Cut, is I like to interview great guests with great energy that's doing something in the industry and that are beneficial to the industry to come in and to be able to have a platform just, to say what they want. Even if they have another platform, I'm very gracious for them coming to my platform. Me doing it with them giving the guest a haircut, it's just
Right.
like, it's a personal experience. You know what I'm saying? I want to make you feel like you here with us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You next. You feel me?
You're next in the chair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just felt that, it would be a great concept, to
Yo.
throw them together. I love cutting hair, you know what I'm saying? I love talking. I love meeting new people. I love, just being in this industry, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is just my passion.
It all just came together.
It just came together.
Yeah, so that's dope. And so it's kind of like you're interviewing your guests, but the audience gets to, for those of you that do go to black barbershops or barbershops that black and brown people frequent, you get the energy and the vibe because we like to have conversations while we're getting our haircuts. Most of us.
We chop it up.
Yeah, it's like a man cave.
Right. Like I said, it's like we just chopping it up in the barbershop,
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we doing.
Shout out to your boy Norm Adams.
Shout out. What's up, Norm?
He's watching on both channels. Yeah.
Shout out to the Norm. I like their music. Him and Julia, they got some really good music.
They definitely work well together. They definitely write well together, and they definitely
shout out
perform well
to
together.
what was the old school group? Norm was in Mass Appeal.
Yeah, Mass Appeal.
And Julia was an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
I like both of them groups.
She's calling me now, but I can't respond.
Julia, stop calling us.
Shout out to Harlem, where I'm at right now.
We in Harlem.
Yeah.
I love Harlem. Man.
So Battle Creek, Michigan. Michigan is one of the few states that I haven't been to. I've only been to Detroit to switch planes. So what's it like being from Michigan? A state that I associate Michigan with Motown and cold.
Man, Michigan is first of all, the scenery there is so beautiful. It's very picturesque, very surreal. You'll fall in love with the scenery. Now the economy, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Rust Belt.
Yeah. Michigan is an industrial state.
Yeah.
So when we remember when Obama was in office and we had the automotive industry and stuff shut down and everything was kind of behind.
Yeah.
My town has a lot of those factories there that makes those parts. So it was hard. And, people are still really getting on their feet. And then COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? And
where is Battle Creek in reference to Detroit?
Battle Creek is about an hour and 25 minutes southwest of Detroit.
Okay, so you're not that far.
No. As my cousin Diallo is driving, shout out to Baby D Iglesias, we get there in about a half an hour. That fool
Damn.
is
I don't think I want
NASCAR.
to ride with her. So are you kind of near the Indiana border? Or
I
the
am.
Ohio border? Sort of?
South Bend, Indiana, and Niles is maybe about hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
We're about 3 hours away from Chicago.
Okay.
About the same distance from Indianapolis. So we're connected to a lot of major cities.
That's true. Okay.
And you can also get to Canada out of Michigan too.
Right.
Right over to Windsor through that bridge, through Detroit.
Yeah, I've never been to Michigan, period, but what's the difference between the northern peninsula, upper peninsula, and the lower peninsula?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, like I said, the nature in Michigan is just beautiful within itself. You know what I'm saying? The upper peninsula has more of the camping and so forth. Sault Ste. Marie and everything is up there. So it's different little islands off the island, so it's more It's more nature than anything up there.
Okay.
I've never been to the Upper Peninsula, but I'm planning on taking a trip there this year. When I go back home, I've never been there.
When the weather's warm.
Yeah, listen, you gotta go to. Well, you know what? I can't say that because I'm from Michigan, and cold is cold. But being not living there, have to deal with winters like that. You know what I'm saying? You get to a certain point to, I try to go, like spring, summer. Right. Because I also want to do stuff too.
Right, exactly.
Like if I'm not going to go skiing all the time, like I don't want to go and be trapped in a house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's happened a few times, and I went up there at certain times. But Michigan weather just be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be like,
I'm from Massachusetts, but I know it's not the same as Michigan.
Oh,
y'all get
cold. I know.
Cold. Yeah,
I know y'all get cold there.
Yeah, it's cold too.
Yeah, it's man. Let me tell you something. But Michigan is beautiful though.
So I have to ask you something. You rap, you host. And you cut hair. Those three, I mean, you do more than that. Of those three things, which do you enjoy doing the most? Music, hosting, cutting hair.
Well,
hard question.
I mean, obviously you can see it's a tie because I'm hosting and cutting hair at the same time.
Right.
And I love doing my music. Music is the first thing did you not have my first single on the radio when I was 14 years old back in Barber, Michigan? It was a song called Love Song. Shout out to my man DJ Matrix, Aaron Bowling back home in Barber.
He still remembers. Yeah. That's
my guy right there. I still talk to him, And it was on B95. It was on our major radio station.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I would have to say because the thing is with cutting hair too, man. When you cut somebody's hair, like this is personal. Like hosting a show is personal, doing music is personal, but this is personal.
Right.
I'm in your space. I'm on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
with the spotlight.
Yeah.
Which is probably bouncing right the hell off my damn.
Can't nobody see that.
I can't see how you can, but yeah, it's personal.
Yeah, and it's like I've cut people's hair to where they've been like, dang man, this is the best haircut I've ever had in my life. To where it was an older person, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Actually, you cut my hair just before the 5th anniversary of the Keri's Corner radio show. That event that you hosted, you cut my hair. You cut me, and I think you cut Norm Adams' hair. This brings me to my next topic. Different textures. Because Norm Adams has a different texture hair than I have. So, what are the easiest and hardest types of hair to cut? Caucasian versus Asian versus curly versus kinky.
I'm gonna tell you like this. If you love hair and you understand hair, there's no hair that's hard for you because you learn all the techniques with all the different hair textures. I mean, you have to. Right. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to cut with scissors, longer hair, you know what I'm saying? Right. You have to understand curly hair, how it's going to curl back up when you cut it, how to fade it or whatever, right. There's no haircut that's hard for me.
Okay.
Because I understand what I'm supposed to do to the haircut. Like my haircut starts when I see you. When you walk in and I see your hair, that's when my haircut starts with you. Because I'm envisioning what I'm going to do to you. Okay. Now we start talking about what we want to do. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. Now I'm getting even a clearer picture. Now I understand what I know and I understand how people's hair shapes are and different textures and so forth like that. So now since we got this picture, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do and it's going to come out how it should come out.
What about women versus men? What do you enjoy doing most and why?
Well, I'm a men's groomer, first and foremost. I just started getting into doing women's hair. I mean, I love doing women's hair. I mean, as far as women's hair, what I'm saying as far as blowouts and
because there's more to do with a woman.
Yeah. I'm just getting into that.
Okay.
I mean, but I love cut. If it's some hair, I love to cut it. Don't matter if it's on a man or a woman.
Right. Okay.
I love to cut it. Like I say, now I'm branching out into, different aspects into, cutting women's hair and so forth and, understanding that more. So, if it's some hair and I can cut it, I'm going to cut it the best I can cut it. Nice. And I ain't had no complaints, since first, year or two I started off cutting.
So did you ever mess up a head?
Oh, dude, man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this funny story of how I first got started.
I was a test dummy for one of my best friends back in Boston. She's a phenomenal barber now, but Lord have mercy.
So when I first started cutting hair, I was going to ABI downtown, and
what does that stand for?
American Barber Institute.
Okay, in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were located down on 28th Street at the time.
Okay.
And he had a little thing going with my one of my mentors, Kamal Nuru. Shout out to him. He owns Levels. That you could come up to the shop and work on your apprenticeship. Still pay off for school, but getting that in-house experience instead of working at the school. You know what I'm saying?
And at the school, did you use real heads or did you use?
School, we use real heads, but it would be like 30 people in school, and only 10 people is cutting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta wait, for somebody to come in. You may be at school for 5-6 hours and cut 3 people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm in. I want to get into the shop. Let me, see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? So I called him up. My homeboy Ja had got at the shop, and I was like, man. I gotta get up there too. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, are you having any new barbers come in? I told him, I was like, I've been cutting for 17 years, which I hadn't been cutting for 17 years. I cut 2 people's head in 17 years.
But you didn't have to be specific.
I didn't have to be specific.
You didn't have to be specific.
17 years I've been cutting people.
Right.
Just a time period. You know what I'm saying? So I walk into the shop and I'm like, hey, I'm here. I want to go ahead and get up, in the shop. I know it's a good shop. I want to do my thing. And he goes, all right. He was like, I'm gonna get a couple people for you, and I want you to cut them up. Okay. So we had a halfway house right across from the shop on 124th in Lexington. So he went over there.
Oh, they were the victims?
Yeah. He went over there and got 3 of them. He was like, yo, give me a skin fade, give me a light Caesar and a dark Caesar. I was like, all right, cool.
So brothers just out of jail,
man,
and you cutting their hair,
man. It was like they was back in jail because
I don't know.
No,
you can get a good cut in jail.
Yeah, you can,
but
I don't want to get one.
Trust me,
or
no,
one.
You don't. So what happened?
So the guys come over and all 3 of the cuts, bomb, horrible. They was just horrible. Like, I zeked everybody.
But what exactly, I want specifics. What exactly did you do to these men who just got out of jail?
I mean, their hairlines was messed up, hairs wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Instead of giving people the curve, I was giving people the bang, 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 the box thing. And so, so Kamal goes, he goes, yeah, all right, I'm gonna call you. And you know how when somebody say they gonna call you?
I need details. Each gentleman gets out the chair. What does he say when he realizes that his haircut?
He can't say nothing. It was free, and he came over and got a free haircut. So all he does is just go back across the street.
Terrible.
You knew who you was coming
to.
You know he was coming to a student coming out of school.
Oh my God! So he didn't. None of them said, "Yo."
Hey,
and this is Harlem.
This is Harlem.
Harlem dudes, they don't play when it comes to their cuts. So they were just okay with the fact that.
I mean, they had to be. They knew they was coming over for a test cut. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And yeah, they just.
Did they think the cuts were as bad as you thought? Because you are a perfectionist.
Well, at that time, I was trying to be a perfectionist too. But I do remember this one guy walking out, looking at his hair like, yeah. But hey, that's when I first started cutting. Wow. So Kamal goes, I'm packing up, and he goes, yeah, man, I'm gonna give you a call and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, man, he ain't gonna call me because I knew I was like, man, I fucked everybody up. Like I did everybody. Like I wasn't even like, man, them cuts was fresh. I was like, no, I messed everybody up. You know what I'm saying? So all week long at the house, I'm waiting for him to call. I knew he wasn't gonna call. So that next Monday, I call back to the shop. Now, mind you, when I call back to the shop this time, I'm like a block away. Because if he's there, I'm like, I'm going right in right now. I'm not going to be calling from I was staying in Brooklyn at the time. I was like, I'm not going to call him from there and then got to come all the way in. So I call and I go, I try to disguise my voice. Hey, are you guys open? He was like, yeah, we open. You know, he's like, who you looking for? I was like, oh, no, you know, just wanted to know if you guys were open or not. So, you know,
Oh,
so
wow.
I walk back up in the shop, you know, and he looked at me, he like, this dude. And I was like, hey, man. I was like, listen. I was like,
Did you practice?
I mean, I was at school all week,
Okay,
so yeah.
okay.
So, you know, I was still, you know, cutting some heads, and I went back and I said, you know, I told him, I said, hey, man, listen, I think I just had an off week last week. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I've been, you know, working on my skills, man. Let me go ahead and show you what I can do. He was like, all right, man. All right.
Okay.
So he went across the street.
It's a brave man. And he went back and got some more dudes from the halfway house?
Got some more victims for me.
Oh.
Brought him over. It was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Already on parole. It was being punished.
Yo, Keri, it was already Texas Chainsaw Massacre the first time. And it was the second time, it wasn't nothing different. And then after that, I told him, I was like, hey man, listen, I was like, I really want to do this. I was like, you know, this is the background that I come from. I was like, you know, I want to work hard. You know, I was like, you'll see that I'll be here, you know, doing my thing. And he was like, you know what? He was like, I'm going to give you a shot. So he gave me a shot. And that's how I got started in barbering. But shout out to Frankie's Barbershop out in Brooklyn. There used to be a shop right outside the Nordstrom station. That was my first ever barber job. I was working there when I was in school. But going to Levels is where, you know, I got into experiencing a real clientele and so forth.
And you built up your own clientele.
Yeah.
Shout out to Renrick Puma. That's the gentleman that I was saying he's an actor.
Oh yeah.
He played the Jackie Robinson piece on A&E. So Renrick, he wants you in this chair very soon.
Yes.
So again, explain to everybody what you do here?
Well, you know, what I do is exactly what we're doing now. You come to the spot, you know, my show is called The Cut, and we just chop it up, you know, while I'm giving you a fresh cut.
You don't chop the hair up, though.
Hassan, chop!
Them days are over. Them days are over. But live interview while you're getting your hair cut.
Yeah, it's live, so you know, I got to be confident in my skills.
I know. I'm like, wow.
Because if we talking live, I can't, you know.
I would not have wanted you to tell me that story if this was the first time you was doing my hair. Although, I mean, you can't really mess up my hair.
Yes, you can.
Just as long as the lineup's tight, if you mess it up, I just shave it all off.
Yeah, but I mean, you can still mess it up. I mean, you can mess up a body. You can mess up a body by not cleaning it all the way. You know what I'm saying? You know, like how I do a body, I do a I clip it, I shave it down first with my clippers, and then I'll go over it with my electric shaver because I don't want my razor to have to work. I just want my razor to clean. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after I hit you with the clippers and hit you with the electric shaver, your hair is already smooth.
Right.
So now, once I get to that point, you know, hit you with a hot towel, boom, some foam, boom. Got my razor, keep that head moist, pulling that skin while I'm doing it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I do my bodies, and that body lasts a very long time. You know.
Okay.
So yeah. But,
so a hair like a cut like this, the most important thing is, I would assume, the line. Well, the blend, because I got some follicles missing.
See, the thing with your hair is what we're gonna do too.
That's why I always wear hats.
Is you don't want to get this lined up.
No.
We gonna. I mean, it can, but it makes your you know, hairline. So what I like to do, I like to blend it in natural when the hairline is like this because mine is the same way. That's why I keep my hair so low.
Curve it though, like I like it when.
See, you saying the wrong thing. You saying curve it. Ain't no. If I put a curve on your head, it's gonna look like an upside down. No, man. This is why you come to a professional.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
But what I like to do with receding hairlines is...
Did he say receding?
Yeah, Keri. Come on, man. Face the music. Look, I ain't got that long before I go full Michael Jordan either. So, you know what I'm saying? It's all about, but what I like to do...
You like to blend it?
I like to blend it to make it look real nice and natural so that you still have a line. And then I'll just gently go in front of it with a razor, just clean it up, because you don't want to put you can put a hard line on this, but you don't want to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really want to, because it's once it starts growing back, people is that all of the is going to be accenting even more.
So this part is important though.
This part is important. What we did with you is we gave you a nice little open taper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that it grows back even. We didn't give you no curve or nothing. We gave you a nice little open taper, so when everything grows back, everything grows even.
Okay.
Your spot right here, what I did was just blend that in a little bit, because it's very low right there. So we just blended it into the
And there's nothing you
right
can
there.
do to make the follicles come back, right? Like it's a wrap. I've asked different barbers and gotten different answers.
What people are doing now is micropigmentation. And that's like getting a tattoo on your head to make it look darker.
No.
Yeah.
But you can't do anything to grow the follicles.
I mean, you can only do things to help the follicles become healthier.
Okay.
To have the hair grow back.
Okay.
That's all you can do. If you find a good treatment to help your hair follicles, to make them stronger hair follicles is going to make stronger, better hair.
So for those of you that still have your hair, cherish it, damn it.
Cherish it.
Cherish it.
I remember when I used to have braids, and now I'm like, man, let me cut my hair down. I got a little moon roof up there. Just a little bit. I think if my hair get a little too long, and shout out to my barber. I got a barber too. Shout out to my boy Mike Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my boy Larry at Levels.
So you don't cut your own hair?
I don't want to.
Why?
Because I like to sit in the barber chair and talk shit too.
Oh, yeah.
I like to go to the barbershop. I like to watch the games. I like to,
It's definitely a vibe.
It's a nostalgic experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cut people's hair all the time. I don't want to cut mine.
Right.
And I know, too, that it's people that can cut my hair better than I can cut it. So I'm going to go to them.
Right.
I like my hair fresh, too. Shit.
So if you could, this is an interesting question, if you could cut any famous person's hair or head, one male, one female, living or dead, who would they be and why?
Woo! That would be a good question.
I tend to do that.
Man. So, the first person
one
I would
male,
want to
one
cut
female
is President Barack Obama.
Okay.
I would love to sit down and chat with him about his, upcoming and, I like to think strategical and very analytical. Mm-hmm. And being a president, you have to do that too.
Right, of course.
First black president. Yeah. I'd like to sit down and, pick his brain and, give him a fresh cut, because he's got a nice grain of hair.
Right.
I've always, picture what kind of style I would give, the president.
What kind of style would you give him?
Man, it would be nice and clean and casual. Man, you can't do nothing too crazy with him.
Right.
He's
He's very noble.
He's not getting no skin fade or nothing like that. You got to make sure it's, nice and even, and nice little open taper in the back, clean it up, and when certain people cut your hair too, like it lasts longer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
like
it's
this.
just, let's see, female.
Female. Living or dead?
My mom.
Wow.
Have
you ever cut her hair before?
I've never cut my mom's hair.
You think she'd let you?
She would.
Okay.
She would.
Shout out to mom.
Because, she's getting older, she wears wigs and stuff, so, and it's hard for her, to go get a good haircut there in Battle Creek, because, she was just complaining about some girls just burning her hair out the other, so I wanted to cut my mom. And who else? I wanted to cut my dad, too. My dad, when my dad passed, he was 72 years old, but he had the big Frederick Douglass gray afro, and I always was like, man, I wish I could have cut that. Wow. So, yeah, I think I would have want to cut my mom and my dad. They made me anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Barack is a close third.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I've never been asked that question, and that was deep because, my mom is also the one that got me into barbering.
Right, you said that.
My mom is a cosmetologist. My mom has been, I grew up in a salon with my mom Saturday mornings, going to different house calls and stuff like that with her, and just, being around it and, learning different techniques and so forth. So.
And at the time, were you like, oh God, I'm bored, or was you fascinated with your mother's work?
Well, when I was going to the shop with my mom, I was like 8 and 9, so I was just bad and all over the place.
Right.
And the salon that she worked at had a big upstairs too, so I would be upstairs playing. I was just like, I'm ready when you are. Like it was fun to me.
Right.
But then I would watch all the ladies do different hair and so forth like that, and just and I liked it. I liked it. And my mom had always told me, Hubert, you need to go to barbering school. You need to go to barbering school. I didn't listen to that woman until I went till, at 28 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's when I finally went to barbering school. And cold thing, how I go back to my mom and dad, I got the money to pay from barbering school from my father who had passed. So I got money from his from his will.
Okay.
Okay. So it was it was I guess it was all pretty much meant to be.
But you didn't start barbering school until you came to New York.
The what?
You didn't start until you came to New York.
I didn't start cutting hair till I came to New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started cutting hair June 4th, 2002.
Now, so I feel as if no matter how much you try, if you don't have talent, you can't sing, you can't dance. I mean, you can take as many classes, you can be studied. I just feel like there's a difference between a person who's got it and a person who has not got it. Mm-hmm. Can anybody be a barber?
You can if you really want to learn how to be one.
Okay.
I mean, it's not hard, but it is. It does require an amount of learning. If you really want to be good, then you're gonna be good. I know dudes that have, been working in shops for, 15, 20 years, and I'm still looking at their cuts like, man, you still, not good. You know what I'm saying? It's just all about, the passion. You know what I'm saying? Like when I do something, I go all out for it.
Right.
I'm not gonna half-ass do nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, make whatever happen that I need to happen.
Is it a skill though? Or is it just a learn?
Well, I would say with me, it was easier for me to pick it up only because I wanted to do it, and my mom, my mom having that background, and I love to draw.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm good creatively with moving my hands around.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like everybody is a canvas to me.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel. Everybody is a canvas to me.
Okay.
Everybody is a representation,
So, what about I don't know if people still get designs in their heads, but have you ever been asked to make a? When I was younger, in my 20s, I was the king of my flat top had to be tight,
mm-hmm.
and then later on when my waves were there, they had to be tight, but I had to have a tight design. Was you that guy?
I do designs.
Okay, I don't know if people still get them. I don't know.
Yeah, people do, but it's not something that some people all they do is designs and this and that, and I will do a design if you want me to, but most of my clients come to get just a nice fresh haircut.
Okay.
I don't really want to be bothered with designs. Not saying I won't if the money is right.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? That's not,
Well, I think since you're an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it and I like to do it, but
But moreover, your love for drawing leads to you being a very precise barber.
Oh man, I want this haircut to be right.
Right.
This is first of all, for you, it's a representation of you. Haircuts change people's lives, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then also it's a representation of me, too, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So what do you guys think you can type it in the comments of
and we gonna take some pictures.
My
too.
new haircut. Let everybody know. I want you guys to know. Let you guys comment on the haircut. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did Hubert do? 1 being the low, 10 being the highest. Let me know right now what you think of Mr. Hubert Guy's haircut. Shout out to my boy. I don't know if I want to pronounce it right. Velozi. He's a dope dude that helped me kayak in Puerto Rico a couple of weeks ago on my 50th birthday. So this is the Journey hoodie that I'm wearing in support of my spoken word album, which is called Journey, a spoken word album. You guys can hit me up on Instagram, Keri D. Singleton, or on Facebook, Keri D. Singleton, or on Twitter, Keri D. Singleton. And I'll send you a link to get the spoken word album. It's 5 tracks that come with music videos and a poetry book. So make sure you check that out. It's called the Journey Project.
And Keri, tell them when the show is on, and if anybody wants to submit any music to you,
okay,
so they can do that.
So the Keri's Corner Radio Show tapes live in Brooklyn, New York, on Mondays from 5 to 7. Unfortunately, you guys, at this point, we do not do call-ins or Zoom. You actually have to come into the studio, the old-fashioned way. You actually have to come into the studio. Shout out to Code Media, my girl. Shout out to you, sister. One of the dopest interviewers to come out of Queens. I love that sister. Code 31 Media. Yes, the Keri's Corner Radio Show. We tape in Brooklyn. You gotta come into the studio. Sorry, that's how we do it. And it's a whole experience. We take your pictures, video. It's a great experience. And we're syndicated also throughout the week. Wednesdays in California, Friday in Chicago and in London. On Saturday, we're in Houston, Texas. And on Sundays, we're on an app called Hustle Fam Radio. So come to the Keri's Corner Radio Show. If you want to submit some music, submit it to the KK Radio Show. So that's TheKKRadioShow. We only accept clean music, and it has to be on an MP3 format. It's just
the right way to do it.
Don't suck. Don't send me horrible music, because I will let you know that it's trash. After 9 years, I don't have a filter.
Right. And on that note, we thank you for being here. Let me give a shout out to people who join us. Norm is on here. Paul and I met them at downtown. There were some good people. Resilient Dawn.
Shout out to everybody that's on the check-in.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, shut up.
So
let them know if they want to be on your show.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna plug myself all the time.
You gotta make sure.
If you want to be on the cut, hit me up. Go to my Instagram, DM me, Hubert Guy _INC. That's HUBERTGUI_INC. Hit me up. Let me know what you got going on. We can make it happen. I love energetic guests. I love guests that's doing something. I love compassionate guests. I love guests who love what they do, because I know you're going to bring that energy. So I appreciate you for listening. Like I always say, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you right here with us, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, this is my man, Keri D. Singleton of Keri's Corner Radio Show. And I'm your host, your hairstylist with the mostest, your man, Hubert Guy _INC. Until next time, peace. Okay. All right, let me post this for you real quick.
Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So there's no hope for me, huh? It's going to be bald forever.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
Not as sorry as I am. It's too bad, too, because I remember exactly how it happened. I was in jail, and they had what was called hard water. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, how does water...
Oh, yeah. It's like, I don't know, it could be different from how it's treated,
Yeah.
Just where it's from, because water up north ain't gonna be like the same with water down south.
Yeah.
Like when I have to take special soap when I go down to Atlanta, because that water's so hard it fucking dries my skin the fuck out. It's horrible. I hate that water down. When I used to live down there, I could do it, but now that I've been up here in this water, New York has some of the best water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit down there.
So that's what happened to me. I was incarcerated in that, taking showers all the time, fucked my shit up. Because when I came home, it's one of the things I noticed it started leaving me was my hair.
Yeah, water can be very bad, and if you don't have the right stuff to use on your hair too at the time,
Exactly, and I didn't.
it's gonna be over.
So when can you come on the show? I want to talk to you specifically about this particular.
Shit, when you want me to come on?
Next Monday.
All right.
Not this Monday.
The Monday after next.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Okay, I'll send you the confirmation letter once I get home. Still out outside?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it won't be when I get home, but I'm not concerned. I'm more concerned about when the sun goes down. I'll be cold.
That's well. You know what? It's not supposed to get too cold.
Yeah, but I'm just wearing this hoodie and nothing else.
Well, that's all I'm about to throw them.
And I'm super cold sensitive.
I'm just about to throw in a leather jacket that don't keep nothing warm at all.
Yeah, so we'll have you come in on, I don't know the dates, but a week from this Monday.
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there.
You want to give me a lineup on the show so we can record it?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'm not going to need a lineup at that point. I just want to do it to get you in action.
Around here, yeah, we could do a little cleanup. Just something like,
Yeah, okay.
you know what I'm saying?
What are all these lights for? Specifically for?
I had all of these lights working at one time.
Are they for haircuts or for?
No, so I can see in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some LED lights put up
No,
on
I mean
my
these
ceiling.
lights.
Yeah, so I can see.
Oh.
And so that, it's bright in here.
Okay. Because I know my barber has one. I'm like, what the fuck do you have that for? I didn't know if they were. So they're not specifically for the phone.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
They're just bright. You sure have a lot of gadgets in there, brother.
You see all my Star Wars shit.
You're a Star Wars fan.
I'm a old school toy fan.
Yeah, I used to have. So you don't work out of a shop anymore. You just tell them to come
This
in.
is my shop right
So you
here.
don't have to pay no rent. Perfect.
If I got a client at 10, I'm waking up at 9:30.
Right. What's up? And what do you call the shop? Best of both worlds?
The spot.
Oh, that's what the spot. Yeah, so we'll let the world know that they can. And let me remind me to give you Renrick's information too.
Oh yeah. I definitely need that.
The actor. Thank you very much. That was fun. What the hell are you doing over there?
Posting this. What the? Man, this thing be hating on my.
Does it really get loud over there?
Oh,
Across the street?
no, it gets loud right here.
Oh, on this side of the
window.
Oh, wow.
And don't none of these niggas live here.
Why they? Oh, because the bodega's down there.
Yeah, they got you see the nigga down there got the dog.
I wasn't paying attention.
And the nigga down there got a dog down there.
I saw a dude with a bike right next to it. I wasn't paying attention. Where is that music coming from?
Probably out front. Over there.
Oh, in Madison. Mm-hmm. So you get no sleep if you try to sleep.
No, I know how to tune this shit out. I've looked here for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know why this shit is not bringing up my.
What's happening? Because I've been having Instagram issues, like trying to post a picture. It's
fucked up.
So yours is too? On your phone?
No. What happens is, they be fucking with your algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying like over the past 3 days, if I try to post a picture on Instagram, it won't post. I gotta do this shit manually from my fucking computer.
Instagram be tripping. I'm telling you, Instagram be tripping for real.
You got anything I can put on? I feel like it's itching or bumpy or something.
You want more alcohol?
Yeah, please. What, it won't post?
No, I was trying to invite me as a collaborator, but it won't let me do it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. But it did post, right?
Yeah, it's posted.
Oh.
Location. Alright, let me post mine real quick.
And then pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.